Hello, this is Uncle Jim. In the last video I did a 44 Magnum video with the contender after bedding the stock and putting a steel plate on here for the bipod. And I realized I'm a total idiot. Alright, so I'm a total idiot, and most people know that by now. And it took me a day to figure out why I wasn't getting really good groups and I was having a hard time seeing through the scope. What happened was, in the previous video, I was shooting a 44 Magnum after bedding and putting a steel plate under this forend on the contender. So in 44 mag, it started off shooting really high at the top of the board. Well, that was because I was shooting subsonics suppressed before that, and there's a difference. And I was shooting at 50 yards instead of 70 yards, which I normally shoot. But in that video, I was like, my eyes keep fuzzing out, my eyes keep fuzzing out. Well, it finally hit me once I took this barrel off. That was because my focus eyepiece was loose. And the reason it was loose was in the previous videos, I was trying to hide the cheapo NC Star logo. So I loosened it and I kept moving it every shot in the videos so you wouldn't see that blasted cheapo logo there. And that's my bad. I should have just let its freak flag fly because it is a good little scope. So I had this loose and I'm shooting it and it's turning and it's turning. I never bothered adjusting. I just went out there and shot. And I thought it was my eyes, but no, it was the focus piece. And when you get this right, especially focus it in right, you'll get a little better magnification also. So it was loose the whole time. So that's just total idiot. So we're going to have to redo the 44 Magnum video all over again with the proper setting on the focus and eye relief. And it really dials in nice for a cheapo little scope. And we're going to cover what a great little cheap scope this is and the difference in powers, okay? So yesterday, and actually in the live chat, I thought they stopped making these. It's the 2.5 by 30, so 2.5 power. And it's really easy to line up and shoot right away, and that's what I like about it. So we'll cover pistol scopes because they're a different animal, and what magnification is perfect for a pistol. And for me, it's like 4 power or less. And the 2.5, you know, kind of doubles what you can see, so at least you can see your targets really good, even out to 100 yards. And you don't have to fuss. And we'll talk about that with this one, because I shot this one yesterday. So that was my cluster in the last video, and we got to do it all over again. All right, so yesterday I put the 357 maximum barrel on, and I have this older Burris, you know, it's a pretty nice scope, a 3x9 pistol scope, and it even has this little lock thing here where you can lock it in so it can't be screwed with, which is nice. They don't make this anymore. It came with my 22 barrel and contender the way I bought it from my neighbor. So I put this on the maximum barrel because it can reach out. The 357 maximum can reach out, and I figured that'd be a good scope for that. But I shot it yesterday to give it one last chance before I put another little NC Star scope on it. And what I really like about it, it has the adjustable objective for your different ranges, you know, 25 all the way out to infinity, and that really helps you focus in, and you can see the bullets. However, I keep it around 5 power because at 9 power, it's just crazy eye relief. And being a pistol, on a rifle, you got a cheek weld. So boom, you're pretty close to where you are. On a pistol, you're wandering about, especially on a single shot where you got to open the action and put it back down again. Then you got to refine where you are and everything. Well, you get up to 9 power. It's crazy. You got shadows. You got to center your eye, get your eye relief distance right, and it takes forever to shoot. So this one might go back on the 22 where I can just, shoot for groups or whatever instead of something you need quicker. So I gave this a last hurrah yesterday. And I loaded 38 special to shoot with the suppressor on it. And it's hitting the top of the log. Well, before that, I see a thunderstorm coming. And so I have a cloud coming, and I'm like, oh snap, I better shoot quick. And I made up 3 different loads, buttoned wad cutter, 358, 156, 38, and the taco bullets, 183 grain. So I go to load a round, and 2 clusters in a row, and the action wouldn't close. Okay, and I thought, well, maybe it's the round. So I try another round. No, it won't close on its own. I'd have to hold the trigger guard in to get it to lock up. And I'm like, geez. So I had the bench out there, seat out there, ammo out there. I bring this in, and I thought, okay, it could be because of dirtiness. One time with my handy rifle, single shot, it wouldn't close properly, and all it was a little dirt in the action here because they got tight tolerances. So I did this, and I just gave it a quick wipe. I go back out there, and it had rained and thundered. And my bench is wet, my ammo's wet, the target's wet, everything's wet. But I'm like, what the hell, I'm going to shoot anyway. So I shoot it. And the first group, the button noses, skip off the log at the bottom of the target. In the 44 mag vid, I was shooting too high. Well, this was the opposite thing because I was shooting hot 357 in here, or maximum, and your point of impact was way off. And I'm like, oh, that's what happened with this. It wasn't the bedding, it was my loads. And I should put one of those little string tags on there and write down what I shot last with it so I know how many clicks. I've done that with 300 Blackout too, by the way, between subs and max. Write down what I shot last with it so I know how many clicks. And that's what the impact problem was. So now I'm skipping off the bottom of the log at the bottom of the target. And I finally get a group with the taco bullets, which were just shooting a hair above the log, and it shot a nice group at 70 yards. But I got to redo that again because that was a total cluster. And that was a 20-minute video, which is going to be deleted anyway. So, all right. So I figured that out. The monkey takes a few whacks to figure out what's going on. So that's what happened. We're going to lock this down. I'll focus it in, lock it down. And when you get this dialed in right, this cheap little scope actually works good. Now this one I've had for many years. I think it was Optics Planet or Midway that used to put sales on them for like $35 shipped. And so I ordered another one, and the 2.5 by 30, and it's a pistol scope, and pistol scopes are expensive. Even the Simmons and the BSA, you're going to get lemons with those and never know if you get a good one or not. Can it handle the recoil? This is the cheapest scope out there, and so this one has handled the recoil. So I'm taking a chance with another one. I know that 6-shooter Texan just bought one, and hopefully he gets a good one, a good witch. And I hope this is a good witch, and I better mount it on something so I can return it if it doesn't. But it's a great little lightweight scope, and you can get on target fairly quickly. It's got new packaging now since that one. I can't remember the rings that came with the last one. These look like kind of 22 rings. I'll probably put better rings on there because I don't think that's going to hold up to the recoil of these two calibers. So I'll put decent rings on there. Hopefully I got something, quad locks or something, that don't cost too much. So yeah, my problem is shooting suppressed, non-suppressed, subsonic, or 38 in a maximum. So I'm going to have to do this video also all over again because that was a total cluster. I'm trying not to be hit by lightning, but I shot anyway. And the tacos did good. The buttons didn't so much, but it's jumping through a huge maximum chamber. But the 38's always shot good anyway. So as far as the scope goes, this is a neat little scope. And all right, I'm looking at it for the first time. It doesn't have broken glass, so that's good. I think it's a half MOA adjustment. And you can use the rim of your cartridge to turn it. And from now on, I'm not going to hide the logo and lock her down. So I had that thing just whacked. Every time I shot it, it was doing that, and I thought it was my eyes. So there's the story on that. We're going to have to redo both videos all over again. And I gave Tin Man crap, but it looks like he replied to the video. Anyway, sorry, Tin Man. Just got a text from him bitching that he did reply. Anyway, so there's that. If you're buying a pistol scope and want to try one for the first time, because they're funky, they're not like, they're not like rifle scopes, because you know, it's how far you're holding your pistol, eye relief. This one's crazy from 3 to 9. It just takes forever, even though it's a very nice scope. You can use these as scout scopes. Mike Train had this on his Mosin Nagant and loved it, and I agree. And it gives you just that little extra power so you can see what you're shooting at. Out to 100 anyway, and I really love red dots, but until red dots in 2.5 power or 3 power come down in price, I'd rather spend, today's price on this was $44 or $45 shipped. I'd rather spend that and do it that way. So that's what happened with the last one. This I'm going to clean out and get back to you. At first I thought, well, maybe it's this barrel in stock with this action. But no, it was just this barrel was a littler dirty on these little lugs. Because with the little squirt of G96, now it's locking. And during my video yesterday, which I'm not going to post, some of the rounds I had to hold the trigger guard in just to get it to lock. And now it's working, of course, because I'm not on video. So I'll clean that out. If you have a single shot rifle or pistol and you don't lock up automatically, just wipe her down. It won't look dirty, but once you wipe her down, you're going to see that little bit of tolerance is the difference. So I hope someone found something interesting out of here. If this new one does like the old one does, I'm going to highly recommend this for a 2.5 power scope on a pistol. And again, pistol scopes are expensive. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'll give you an update on that, and then we'll revisit both of this. Until next time. Idiot.